Bullpen Talk. We got the head softball coach at Pleasant Home, Lady Eagles, known for strong softball down in South Alabama. Went to the uh, big tournament last year. This is Coach Silcox's first year taking over. We was talking before we went on. Said he had some big shoes to fill. Uh, Coach, kind of tell us how things been going. You had a week of practice last week where you could actually start practicing. There's a few weeks away before you start. How's the attitude going?
Our girls, they work really hard. You can kind of just set them in the right direction, and they can kind of do what you ask them to do. They've been already hitting the weight room pretty good. We got a couple or a few that are still playing basketball, and once we get them out, we'll really see where we stand. But uh, I feel like we're going to hit the ball decent. We're going to play pretty decent defense. We just got to develop some depth in pitching.
Well, that's what one question I was going to ask you, as far as do you have any depth? Because I know usually at some of the smaller schools, you got one girl who is a dominant pitcher, and then you may have two or three who are just throwers. What kind of luxury do you have? A luxury of having more than one, or going to have to develop some over the course of the season?
Well, we lost a pitcher, Ava, that had been a starter since the eighth grade, and she'd been to a couple state tournaments and regional tournaments every year. She probably pitched about 80 or 90% of the innings last year. Uh, Young lady we have that's a senior this coming year, she didn't pitch much this past year because she was
I got a mad dog right here on somebody right here. Keep going, coach.
such a vital part of first base. So we'll be open at first base too. So since we're going to have to pitch her, and then we got some young pitchers that have got to recover from some injuries and develop. And then we got 13 seventh and eighth graders, so we're real young.
So now, will y'all have a junior varsity team and a varsity team, or does everybody just play varsity?
We will. We got 13 seventh and eighth graders, three ninth graders, uh, five or six sophomores, one junior, and five seniors.
Okay. Well, out of those five seniors, did they play on last year's team?
They did. It was some of them were DH. In softball you have it a little different with the flex player and all that, uh, and they played different roles. But obviously, we're losing six seniors last year that were starters. That's going to mean that they got to step up in even bigger roles this year for us. We, but it's a good group of seniors this year.
Now, the area is probably one of the toughest areas in South Alabama. When you got Kinston and Pleasant Home, yourself, Sampson, and Florella. Only two of them teams are going to get to advance, and I know Florella's on a rebuilding time, but y'all at Sampson and Kinston, uh, any one of y'all could take, on those top two spots.
Well, Kinston has always been one of those teams that's always right there in the mix in softball and girls sports in general. And then Coach Wombles at Sampson, I always say that them and Red Level are kind of the same situation where, they took their lumps when they were seventh and eighth graders, and now they're ninth, 10th, and 11th graders. And both
They're
teams have really good coaches, and
they're
they're going.
passing they're passing the lumps out now, aren't
Right, right. It's their time to give some people some licks. So both of them are going to be really good teams. So Sampson's going to be really, really tough, and it'll be interesting.
they? Well, outside of your area play on your schedule, uh, who do you have there?
Well, I believe it's probably one of the. I believe I'd put it against pretty much anybody in the state at any level. We start off with T.R. Miller, which is a 3A, going to be a 4A powerhouse. And they're really, really strong. They were young last year, so I expect them to be really tough. And then we go right back into their tournament, and they got Jackson and Thomasville and Leroy and Excel and J.U. Blackshear. So, I mean, it's going to be a real test right there to see what kind of pitching depth we do have. And, of course, then we're in Andalusia's tournament and Elba's tournament. And then we play across the state line. We play the number 2 team in Florida, Jay, who beat Paxton to get there. And Paxton's on our schedule too. So, and then we do have Andalusia and Opp as well.
Well, I will say, because usually Andalusia and Opp have solid teams there that, your schedule, you're going to find out early and often, and maybe every day you put the cleats on, what kind of team you got. But I know with the tradition that Pleasant Home carries, and that not just in girls athletics, but in softball, that you're going to get nothing but the best from your girls each time they take the field.
Yeah, it's a little bit of pressure. I ain't gonna lie. I just want to do right by the girls and put them in the best situation that they can be in, and I know that that they'll do the hard work, and that's the easiest part of being a coach at in softball at Pleasant Home, is that they're going to work hard. The hard part is that you just don't do anything to mess them up.
Right. Well, I know you kind of balancing things. Also, the head football coach. How difficult is that to juggle both of those responsibilities?
Well, see, football, if you're not in the weight room year round, you're behind the 8 ball in football. So I'm having to, go from different people on the staff and make sure that we're still getting in the weight room with the kids that we do have available to lift weights. So that's been the hard part, but since we're in season with softball, they have my undivided attention.
Right.
And, like I say, I want to make sure I do the best for them that we can do. And football, we'll just keep them trying to go in the right direction weight room wise.
Now, you mentioned those tournaments, T.R. Miller, then Andalusia, Elba. Are those the only tournaments that you'll be playing in?
Yeah, for some reason, I feel like there's one more that I can't quite remember. I don't know why.
Well, how many? What, you can play up to 4 or 5 tournaments?
I think you can play up to 7, actually.
Okay.
18 games, I believe, in 7 tournaments. That's how sometimes you'll see, like, one team will be 20-8 playing against a team that's 52-7.
Right.
I remember my first year here, we played against Sumden Christian, and they had already played 50 games, and we were, I think, number 25 or 24 on our schedule. But they were playing a tournament every single weekend.
Okay.
So,
You can tell I'm kind of outdated myself, because used to couldn't play that many.
it may be 5, but
Just 5. That's a lot. That's a lot of tournament right there.
yes, sir. We have a JV tournament at Opp too. I knew there was one more, I just couldn't remember. But we do. We have a JV tournament at Opp, which would be all 7th through 9th graders.
Now, do you have any help with softball, or you having to do everything by yourself?
Yes, sir. I got Anthony Taylor. He's a longtime travel ball coach, and he's helping me out. His strong suit is definitely with the pitching, and that's probably in softball, with my background being more coaching baseball. With softball, the mechanics and pitching is more important, and we're having to develop pitchers. So he's been a real benefit to the program to have.
Well, I know y'all are going to have an outstanding season, because no matter if you y'all don't rebuild down there; you reload. And like you said, you just get on the bus and tell the girls to get on there, and uh, you get them to the game. You're gonna
I
be
got,
all
I got a CDL, but um, which you've taken with me before. But no, with all joking aside, I do feel like we're that we're going to be a pretty good ball team. But like you said, our region is really tough, and then our area, and then once you get to regionals, like I say, the Brantleys and the now red levels and of the world are, they're all tough. And then somehow we always pair up with Sweetwater or somebody like that over there. And 1A is tough softball. I mean,
yes,
you could be a really good team and not even make it to regionals.
right. Well, Coach, I wish you nothing but the best of luck. Hey, our interview got through today without you glitching.
Yeah, I
So
don't want to glitch anymore.
we was glitching right there. But hey, thank you for taking your time to be with us today, and good luck on your season.
Anytime. Appreciate you, Stan.
Thank you.
Bye.